It's a Texas weather discussion video. This is for Thursday, the 21st of February. I'm Donovan Neal. We remain mostly dry today, but clouds still stay in place. We could see a few showers during the day, but then our main threat of rain comes tomorrow and through Saturday morning. And it looks like much of next week will be mostly dry. So here's the upper air map. This is the upper air look at around 18,000 feet off the ground. You can see that trough basically progressing more to the northeast, and you can see that we're still in the middle of this. We're still in the middle of this trough, and also an upper high near the Bahamas. We're under a southeastern flow aloft, and that's going to allow these. That's basically going to allow this warm front to just basically go nowhere and continue to move north with time. That's why we have those rain chances Friday and Saturday morning. Temperatures earlier this morning, mostly in the mostly in the 40s for much of North Texas. Obviously, we have a few outliers where they're in the upper 30s, but we'll warm to the mid 50s later today. So not much to worry about chilly temperatures around the nation. Much of the coldest air still to the north of us, but the negative readings are up in Canada, which is a good thing. Watch warning map. We still have some winter storm warnings in effect for parts of Arizona, the western part of New Mexico, the southern part of Utah, and the southwestern corner of Colorado. Also, some parts of Nevada as well. Got some winter weather advisories in effect for parts of the Northeast as well, and also go down to the south where we have some flash flood watches in effect for parts of the Deep South. Includes northern two-thirds of Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia, and also some parts of the Carolinas and the central and western two-thirds of Tennessee. But down here in Texas, we remain pretty quiet. On the convective outlooks, maybe some thunder for parts of the deep south, but no organized severe weather is expected. Tomorrow, we have a marginal risk of severe storms for that same zone, for areas along and east of Interstate 35, includes the greater Dallas Metroplex, Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, as well as areas to the south, just to the south of Waco, and points to the east. Don't expect too much severe weather. Maybe a few bursts of isolated hail and damaging wind gusts. But here's the main deal. This is day 3, which is Saturday. Haven't seen this in a minute. How about enhanced risk of severe storms for places, for areas along, for areas north of, for areas in northern Mississippi, the western two-thirds of Kentucky and Tennessee, and also places like central Arkansas and the extreme southeastern corner of Missouri, where they could see a substantial risk of severe storms. We'll talk about that here in a second. Additional rainfall for the next 7 days. This is valid through Thursday morning of next week. Heaviest falls, of course, remain off to the east and also parts of northern California. And down here, fairly consistent. That amounts stay mostly under 1/2 inch for the next 7 days. And again, that's anything that we see Friday through Saturday morning. I do think most of the upcoming week will stay dry. So let's go on to the model output. This is the O6Z run valid this afternoon at noon. You can see that we have the hanging trough in the western states, and down here, rains off to the east. We stay dry, but we do have clouds in place. Highs mostly in the mid 50s. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if we squeeze out a shower or two later today. And this is tomorrow, Friday. We will mention the chance of scattered showers, mostly during the afternoon and evening hours. A couple of storms also possible as well, with that marginal risk in place. Highs mostly in the upper 50s. We do warm a couple of degrees. And here's Saturday. Afternoon. You can see that 992 millibar high, basically positioned near central Kansas. And with that, they could see a few severe storms later Saturday evening, as you can see for parts of the deep south and lower Mississippi Valley. But I'd say after Saturday morning we should stay dry. We should stay mostly dry as that upper high strengthens and moves to the northeast. And of course they'll be dealing with the severe weather risk for parts of the deep south, especially in the enhanced risk. Large hail, damaging winds, also the potential for a few tornadoes, some of which could be strong. But I think a mixed mode of discrete supercells and mostly a linear mode will be likely as well. Here's a Sunday. For the rest of the day on Sunday, 1029 millibar high basically clears us out. Mostly sunny, highs in the low 60s. And here's Monday of next week, and we still stay dry. Highs mostly in the low 60s with a mix in sun and clouds. Same thing on Tuesday, and it's pretty much the same deal on Wednesday. We do cool down a few degrees, but we still stay dry with partly cloudy skies. And here's a week from today, Thursday the 28th of February, the last day of February and meteorological winter. High, troughing mostly to the north, and down here looks fairly dry with clouds in place. And here's the end of the 10-day forecast period. This is Sunday the 3rd of March, getting to meteorological spring. Troughing still on the northeastern coast, and down here with that high pressure, we should still stay dry. But you can see for the numbers for the next 15 days, coming off the European ensemble, highs mostly in the 50s and 60s until we get to Thursday of next week, the last day. And then we have another surge of cold air with that high in the north. Have another surge of cold air, drops us to the 40s, but then we warm pretty substantially through early March, with highs going back into the 60s again. That's it for the Texas weather discussion video for today. I have more notes in a blog. Next video here is expected to be posted at around 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. If you can't catch your local TV stations on the air this afternoon at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and Godspeed.